Well, it's interesting because I think things work in cycles in the music industry. And if you go back to the turn of the 20th century, there wasn't much expectation in a lot of cases that the musicians who performed the songs actually wrote them. And so that included up into the 40s and 50s and that. With the 60s and the advent of bands like the Beatles, right, who were among the first to actually write all of their own music, there became an expectation, especially in popular music, that artists would write their own music. But there's always been a side of the industry where co-writing has existed, or whether people just are professional lyricists and songwriters write things entirely for artists. So we live in a time now where I think co-writing has been revisited, but with a technological angle as well too. And the only real caution I have about it is that there is a lot of controversy now where there's a bit of a lack of originality. We live in a time where movies and a lot of music is just a revisiting and rehashing. Sometimes it's in sequels and things like that. Other times it's in literally ripping off other songs, or changing them just enough that there's no real copyright violation, but essentially you've got a younger generation of people that are listening to choruses that come from the 1985. And while there was some great music written in 1985, I really worry about that type of, I guess you could call it co-writing, where it's really just trying to take something that was already bankable and marketable. I think there's been a big push because of the changing business models in the industry to do that kind of a co-writing situation. Another great concern that I have is if you look at a top 40, which is only a small slice of music, there are probably like 5 to 10 producers producing 90 or more % of that music. And so what you get is this really incestuous group of music creators where everything is sounding very generic and the same. And sadly, a lot of young people are okay with it because they don't know anything different. They don't remember a pop radio time where there was a great diversity on the radio or things. But through services like Spotify, Apple Music, and others, Pandora among them, we have like a kind of a new type of radio evolving. And I am finding that young students and clients, people who are literally 13, 15, 17 years of age, are spending a lot of time on these services and they're indulging their desire to explore. So the other side of it is that the music consumer is starting to get a much more diverse picture if they put a little bit of work into it. And so I think in those cases, the kind of idea of people collaboratively writing things, and that will always be a very powerful force. And so I think when it's used in a very creative, very innovative way, then I think we have something that actually enhances the musical experience beyond what a single person can do.